Sorry, what was that?
Do you just want me to rant about Dream?
If you
Continue
want
my
to just
rants?
rant about Dream, go ahead. But I have to go take a roast out of the barbecue outside. So
Alrighty.
I need to be entertaining for like 5 minutes.
Alright.
Oh no, I'm scared. He's gonna say a
Nah,
slur.
I'm gonna drop the hardest
Fair
slurs.
enough. Alright, I'm gonna go take the roast out. I'll be right back.
Alright. So since my rant was previously muted, I'm gonna start from the fucking beginning and talk about Dream merch. So like everyone knows what Nike is, right? And their shirts very basic, not like it doesn't have graphics or anything, just simple shirts, fucking like lightweight shirt, uh designed for like running and shit. And it just has the Nike brand on it, plain and simple, right? So I understand why people would sell shit like that. So when Dream does it, I get it, kind of. He's big enough to, I guess, warrant that. But the way he went about it was so fucking dog shit. His shirts were so ugly. He bought a green shirt. Like, it's already been said a million times. I'm not bringing anything new to the argument, but he literally just bought a green fucking shirt, got a Sharpie, and put his smile on it. Like, it's not even like, like it wasn't like if it was his actual character, like the small white doodle, like the smiley face, sure, because I guess you can identify that with Dream, but it wasn't. It was literally just a smile, and he charged $25 for that. That shit is like what the fuck? That shit is so bad. And if we're just talking like about like branding, copyright, and everything, you can't copyright the smile. You can probably copyright his character. It's a little too simple, but like it already, but you know, like he probably had to put like the Dream logo on there, or it's not even a logo; it just says Dream. So if you want to copyright it, you can't because it's too simple. You can't put copyrights on simple shit like that. So it's like it's so bad. And he charged $25 for it, and he tried to fucking justify it. It's like why? Like he wasn't even like taking constructive criticism or anything. He essentially just said, "Oh fuck you, buy my shit," right? Reflected everything, and then his little army of 12-year-olds was like, "Oh yeah, no, Dream can't do nothing wrong." Fuck that guy, bro. I hate Dream so much, and that's not even like he's been through so many controversies, man. Like, bro, like how his little empire, like he's still pretty popular, but like most of his little empire came crashing down when he revealed his face and he wasn't a fucking twink because people thought like, oh wow, this guy plays Minecraft and he's probably hot, and no, he wasn't hot. So now people don't just die hard dick suck him, which is fucking crazy. Like, uh, like, and then there's uh, he dropped his stupid fucking plushie. It just a sperm cell with a face, like straight up. It's like what how did that go through how did that go through production? Like you saw the design, you're like, yeah, let me sell that. It's a goddamn pawn from chess. You made it into a plushy form and then you put a base on it and you charge like $50 for it. Like it's a scam. It's such a scam. And you know what? He doesn't care because he's making money. He doesn't care if he's scamming people, doesn't care because it's making him money, and people don't fucking question him. They just keep buying his shit. Like what the fuck, man? Like if you're a fan of Dream, like just use your eyes and see this merch is not of quality at all. Don't buy it. So why the fuck do they keep buying it? Why are you funding someone like why are you filling that guy's wallet? He is purposely ripping you off with this low effort merch. And you motherfuckers keep buying it. Like why? So I guess in a way it's a good thing that he revealed his face and people saw he's fucking ugly, so you don't have to live under the illusion that, oh, this guy might be hot. He might be a hot twink that's flirting with George, even though like it's like, so now you're not just like mindlessly buying his merch because he's not hot, which is in itself is fucking weird that you're having fantasies over this Minecraft miner who's making videos. Other way, it should be the other way around, where the Minecraft content creator is preying on small children, whereas for some reason it's a bunch of like, of course there's like fucking 12, 13-year-olds who watch streaming and fucking worship him like a god, but there's also a bunch of like 20-year-olds watching Dream, 20, 30-year-olds watching Dream and fantasize him and George not down, or like fucking Clackety having like gay Minecraft sex. And it's like, bro, they're like, what the shit, bro? They're literally born in the mid 2000s. Why are you fantasizing about that shit? Like, you're like you're preying on the Minecraft YouTubers. Like, it's a whole role reversal, bro. It's like uh but now it's kind of died down. Minecraft's dying down. PewDiePie, he's settling down with the family. So he has no interest in playing Minecraft again, so he can't get a little PewDiePie boost. Honestly, I don't even think it matters. Dream's a fucking millionaire because PewDiePie breathed life back into the game, and then he started he I wouldn't say it was a kind of luck the YouTube algorithm smiled upon him. There's lots of quality Minecraft content that equal Dreams production and quality. Some even excelled in it, but he was the one to pop off because he's the one who got the algorithm. That's just how business works. People say like it does require skill. Business is like 50% skill and all that shit. But a big part of it is luck, because what exactly do you provide that other people? What exactly do you bring to the table that other people don't exactly provide? There are people who, in the field, who bring equal, who bring equal talents to the field as you do, or even and then some. So what can you bring? Like you don't have an answer to that, so you have to rely on luck for you to catch on. That's just how business works, and it just so happens that Dream did, and it sucks because Dream fucking sucks. Like this greedy piece of shit who charges like $1 million, who's now a fucking multi-millionaire for making like I'm not gonna say his videos are dog shit, but there's definitely there's definitely more YouTubers who deserve to pop off than he did, and who are quite frankly just better people than he is.
Yeah, like me.
And now he's
right?
Yeah. So now he's out here living in a mansion, and but now he's like selling like dog shit merch and walking around with this weird mask. It's like, bro, like you guys fucking paid for this. Like, are you proud of yourself? Like, bro, because you bought his shitty shirts, his shitty hats, and a shitty plushie. So now he had enough money to commission the guys from the fucking prop designers from the goddamn Batman to make his mask. And now he's out here embarrassing himself. It's like, bro.
Somebody's very passionate.
Yeah, bro, I had it.
Back when I hear Minecraft's fucking dying, it's like, damn, alright. I gotta say, I think one issue is, maybe not forgetting, but maybe one thing you gotta take into consideration about Dream, and part of his success, is he did create an entire genre of Minecraft, like an entire subset of Minecraft style.
Yeah, manhunts.
Manhunts and challenges similar to manhunts did not exist, and that's like, I'd say that's a good 40% of what Minecraft's YouTube is now. Minecraft content nowadays is basically, like survival
what kind of
server stuff, server stuff, and hardcore stuff.
Hardcore stuff existed way before Dream. Like,
yeah,
Manhunt.
I'm meaning like 100-day hardcore stuff that we've been notably popularized.
Yeah, I was gonna say Luke the Notable as well.
Yeah, but those are the videos.
Manhunt's definitely.
It is an entertaining idea.
Yeah, SMPs have existed, but I wouldn't say like, because he introduced the concept of adding stories to SMPs.
Well, no. Hermitcraft was doing that a long time before that.
Oh yeah, Hermitcrafts.
It's just he got
Became
popular.
exactly. So that goes back to what I said. I don't know if you're here for it, but you know,
I heard a
what do you
little bit.
bring to? Yeah, you know. So what do you bring to the field of business that other people aren't already doing? And do you have an answer to that?
No, I
Maybe, maybe not.
don't.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, so how do you make a name for yourself? How do you break out in this field that is full of people who are of equal skill to you or greater? Well, you can't really do that. You just have to rely on luck. Like it's a combination of factors, right? So like
Can you just
if
stop
you're
talking? I'm feeling sad. No, I'm
so
kidding.
you
I'm
know
kidding.
like
Continue.
yeah, so if you are so like let's say you own a company and you're hiring and you have to hire people and you finally weed it out to just two applicants, right? Two applicants, and their job resumes, their experience, and everything remarkably similar to one another. You can never go wrong with either of the two, but you can only hire one person. At that point, it's just luck, right? Like what they have the same work habits, like literally, like let's
Comes
say
down
you're
to
hiring a
prejudice at
carbon.
that point.
Yeah. So you're well. Okay, so let's say, how about this? Completely unknown playing field, right? In a utopian society or something, and you're literally hiring like a clone of someone and their clone, completely identical. You don't know who the clone is, so their talents, skills, and everything completely the same. At that point, how are you supposed to pick someone? It's a 50-50 chance, right? And you can't go wrong with either of them because they're literally super similar. At that point, you just like kind of close your eyes and pick an applicant, right? So that's of course that's like the most like drastic depiction of that. Like like it's it's a very extreme example, but it's just showing like lots of it is luck, right? Because you know,
You really don't like Dream.
well, I this is kind of yes and no. I've kind of been thinking of because I've
Yo,
kind of been
let's
thinking
go,
about like that
Miguel.
point for a while because
Guess what?
in what's pop
We got a bot. Let's go.
you got a bot.
Got a bot
Oh,
chat with the promotion
yo,
thing. Let's go.
yo,
I
let's
forgot how to.
fucking go.
I forgot how to get rid of this though.
I thought you were gonna say like, yo, my mom just texted me, and I was supposed to put it in the fridge.
I didn't put it in the fridge. It's just out on the oven. How do I block somebody? Uh. Oh well, I'll figure it out. Anyway, you really don't like Dream.
uh, yeah, I mean, I don't like Dream, but that point of business, I was also thinking about because in business classes and like all that shit, everyone always says like, like what, like there's a big part of it that's luck, and but like you can't gauge luck, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like how would you define like what luck is, or like how does luck play into like business as a whole and shit, right? So because obviously um like skills and everything, those are influencers, but that doesn't necessarily equate to luck, right? So like if there are two businesses of equal skill or just like applicants of equal skill, like how does one pop off while the other doesn't? And like in YouTube, you see that all the time. A bunch of super talented
I've had that
creators
happen to
go,
me a lot.
yeah, like a bunch of super talented creators go completely unnoticed, and you see like these absolute dog shit creators just absolutely pop off.
Well, let me give you an example. Let me give you an example of like how I was.
Yeah.
So, I obviously
like Dream
want to
popped off and Josh A.
I obviously want to think that my videos are good, right? Like I can take a look at my videos and realize, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. A lot of them are not good. But I do, I can find improvement and shit. But there's this YouTuber I watched. I started watching when they were under 1,000 subscribers, and I watched them get up to like 4,000 or 5,000 and completely devolve. So there's this. I'm not gonna say their name because the one I hated
what if I end up in one of my videos?
But what ended up happening is, I don't know exactly how it happened, but a woman made like, I think he made an SRO, like an SRO raid video that got very, very popular. He's very popular.
Yeah, so we're connected on like,
Yeah, he's very popular. But for all the while, like, he's not a, like, you ask anybody, like, he's just not a good person, he's not a good, let me, let's go back. He's not a good influence, and, you know, he fakes it, he fakes, like, being nice to his YouTube videos, and he also just generally talks like a rager, and, plays smurfs a lot of content, and plays, like, weird a lot as well, right? And
Yeah.
so people, but he's relatively popular, so people really enjoyed, oh my headphones went out. They really enjoyed watching him like rage, right? So, and what ended up happening is this person, like this YouTuber that I used to watch that did have like these really entertaining rage videos, just became an SRO like highlight channel. Just straight up like an SRO highlight video, and it was not like highlight as in like a good way, but like only did videos on him raging. And you know, like he got to the point like before he started just only doing that, he was like SRO like came up on SRO's feed and he acknowledged it and it was cool, but he just did SRO and it was really bad. And I checked and I unsubscribed from it at that point after a while, after a couple months, because like you know, he completely went off the rails with it and just wasn't doing anything original. It was just a highlight channel. So I checked back on his channel and like everything, like I think he sold it off because like it looked like his videos were just like a bunch of random shit from some random person, and any of the old videos were gone, so it looked like he had sold it off. And then I went back a little bit later, and like all the SRO videos were gone. I don't know if he got like DMC'd or something or whatnot, but like, you know, he got hella popular, and then just didn't off of like SRO stuff, because his own stuff he was doing well beforehand with his own stuff, and then he just chose the path to get even more popular with the SRO stuff for that stuff.
Yeah, so you know, that's a kind of a point of discussion at the moment. It's kind of like meant to talk about right now, but what's your opinion on what I call like content leeches, right? So obviously like React channel, content leech, like content leeches, leechers. So obviously like React channels are already like on the very gray line because
React channels have been a
obviously
thing for a long time.
They've been a thing for a while, but now like literally everyone and their mother is doing React content, and you know, obviously they are like it's unavoidable. It's like it's inarguable to say that they are it's the laziest form of content, right? Because there's literally no effort being put into it. But
Well,
you know, it's just at the point where you can call it content, right?
Well, here's my view on it. So originally, like, you know, a lot of YouTubers have done reactionary content in the past, right? And you know, a lot of times it'll be people asking for that specific content, because what reactionary content is in its basis form is somebody enjoys a piece of media and wants to see somebody who's usually like uninitiated to that kind of media see what it is.
And you want to see someone you enjoy watching,
something
or like,
you enjoy, you know, and it sort of circles back to that idea. I don't know if I've talked about it with you, but it sort of circles back to that idea of parasocial relationships. Reactionary content is basically a parasocial relationship, because you're watching somebody react to something that you've already reacted to. Because most people who watch reaction videos are watching it for stuff they know. And then most of them, but you know, the other half of that coin is people watch reaction content to watch for something they don't know about, to be like introduced.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, I don't think reactionary content in and of itself is bad, because if somebody, like, you know, I do think the idea of forming a parasocial relationship is bad, but if somebody wants to see that, and like if you're a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer and somebody wants to see you see this thing, you know, like you're reacting to it, then it doesn't necessarily mean you're just reacting to it because you want to be lazy. Sometimes, you know, like somebody, they do like this really cool thing, like reacting to like a world video, you know, like sometimes that
Yeah.
like a world music video for League, like that can be a decent amount of worlds thing. But what ends up happening is it gets really popular because people are like, damn, this thing's really cool. I want to see other people get interested in it, and then they do a reaction video, and it gets really popular because people like seeing other people happy about what they like. So other people see that success and they want to piggyback off of it, and it becomes this sort of, it becomes what the situation now is with reactionary content, where it's like everybody's doing it because it's popular, and it just becomes soulless, which is basically any form of media is gonna have, any form of like YouTube content is gonna have that. When something becomes popular, it becomes popular because it's good, but people will see this thing doing well and want to take advantage of it, and it will basically kill the trend. And this happens not even with just YouTube. This is just a thing that happens with popular things.
Yeah, it's just period.
Yeah, and like
So
there's not really anything you can do to stop it, because it's not like it's a negative thing, but there's nothing you can really do to stop it. Like I've done that. I'm proud of it. But, you know what I'm talking about when I say it. But I did do stuff like that, and it's gonna happen, and there's really there's nothing anyone can do to stop it except for just the social, like the community of this thing becoming uninterested. So it's like, the unfortunate thing is it's popular for a reason, and it's not going to stop becoming popular, which is annoying because the content is soulless, but well, you can't really do anything to stop it, so you shouldn't worry too much about it. You should, like, honestly, the only way it sucks, but if you want YouTube to move forward, like if you want better content to come through your community, you just have to either make it or support people who are doing better stuff.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. So there's obviously like kind of two camps of the React argument. Like I do agree with like pretty much everything you said. Where like, why do people watch React content? And I think it's that is like the general conclusion. As long as you're like, you know, like there's a reason why people react to content, and as long as you are like fulfilling that want, then it's fine, right? But obviously, there's lots of people like with, you know, like I don't know if you've been following XQC's whole drama,
I've heard a little bit of it.
Yeah, where like there's that camp where it's literally just like, oh, I'm going to quote unquote react. Yeah, free content where he's literally just, he's on stream not reacting to it. You know, like defeats the purpose of reacting, right?
Yeah.
So he's on stream not reacting to it, literally just on his phone or eating or going somewhere else while his audience watches someone else's video, right?
And that is basically the whole parasocial thing I was talking about. Like you have that, but what XQC is being accused of is just straight up content stealing, because what it becomes is basically like,
it's not reacting. Yeah.
The other, when I said people watch content from people who react to, like, you know, see their reaction form this parasocial relationship, I said there's like the other half who don't have any initiation to the content and want to see, like, just want to get into it. That's the other form. So people don't know anything. Because I know there's like this, if he was watching a video that's like really popular and like really well done, and so that's the thing, if people want to watch something but they're not a regular viewer and they don't really know where to go, reaction videos are a way to break into that space. And it's another way, like, this is how I kind of like watch movies. Like when you do YouTube, another thing that's kind of similar to this is like recap channels, where you basically watch the entire plot of a movie without actually watching the movie, which is something I do that a lot. And like, it's like you watch the movie, but without actually, you basically get the plot of the story without actually watching the movie. And, you know, it's basically for those people who have little attention spans, or who just, you know, like, because, I watched the recap of Inception, and, you know, Inception is a critically acclaimed movie that's very good. And, like, it was an interesting plot.
It's also a trilogy and long.
Yeah, like, it's a really interesting plot, and it looks like a good movie, and I enjoyed watching the story, but it's one of those movies that if you're only watching, like, these short recaps, you're not going to get the full effect. Like, you know, Interstellar is also one of those movies that's critically acclaimed, and, you know, like, people think is one of the best movies out there.
Of all time.
And if you just
Yes.
watch the recap, you're like, yeah, that's a pretty good, like, that's a pretty sad, depressing story. You're not gonna get like score. You're not gonna get the beauty of the destruction. You're gonna miss
Yes,
out on
it's
all
all
the
the beauty.
subtleties that make a good movie a legendary movie, basically. And that's like the simple thing with what FTC's doing is like these people have never seen this video before. It's very cool and it's very good. So he's like, damn, this thing's really good. So I'm going to just basically pirate it under the guise of reaction. Because there's this person I used to watch. I think his name was Lucky Boy Nato, and he would react to like League music. And it's the exact same thing I was talking about earlier, where he did a really good job reacting. Where he would like go through like all the instruments he was hearing, and like discuss how he liked them and like what they were doing with the actual like, music, which is a good point. But I was just there basically to watch somebody who wasn't into League discover these things that got me into League and really enjoy it.
Yeah.
So like reactionary content like that, well, I think like he put a lot of effort into the reaction content, so it's not as bad. Like I do think reactionary content is lazy if you're providing an analysis, then it's better. Because most people react like, oh, this is really cool. But if you're not analyzing what you're watching and you're just simply having a reaction, so like he would like stop it, break it down, talk about like what he was noticing. Like he was basically like writing notes on what he was listening to, which is a good form of reaction. But like if you're just like XQC plagiarizing videos is bad reaction because it's not even reaction, and then anybody just like knee-jerk reaction without any analysis is also bad reaction.
Yeah. So you just said something interesting that I was also gonna talk about a little. Like the form of one of the form of reaction contents I do like is those analysis ones. But at that point, it's it's kind of reacting, but that style of video is more so of analysis. Because I watched there's this guy called Legal Eagle where he would watch like a bunch of like cartoons or movies that kind of have like stuff that would relate to the law, like for example, there's a Simpsons episode that talks about like legal copyright shit and stuff. So he just went through it and talked about like the accurate stuff that would fly in the courtroom shit. That like the B movie and Willy Wonka, like that shit, like that's pretty interesting. But seeing him react to it was like it's pretty fun. But at that point, it's more of analysis and educational video rather than reacting, right? Because
it's reactionary with an analytical mind, like with a purpose of reaction. Because I think like reaction content where you're just giving out your first thoughts, they're just it's reaction, but like if you're just reacting without saying anything about it, like you can react without you can react to like scenes about that without being a judge, but
like physical body language.
Wow, I'm saying that pretty well.
Because you're saying you can react without words. Okay, I've seen like when people see something shocking, they kind of just reel back into a chair. So that's what I thought you were getting at.
Well, okay, I meant more like react. You can be somebody who's reacting like with just your actual reactions, but also talk about it. So if you like, let's say you were reacting to Arcane, because I've seen a lot of it, and like you're reacting to it, and you get to the point where Jinx. Have you watched Arcane?
Yes, is very good. That's why I dropped the sex tech thing.
Right, I'm not spoiling it. So like in the end of season 1 where Jinx shoots a rocket at the council, right? Like if someone reacts to that and they're like they have like a standard reaction right?
Yeah.
And like let's say you're making a video and you like go, oh, you need to explain like what your reaction is. Right? So like if I was
just like
reacting to
holy shit, like I was not expecting that, or like there's no way she just did that.
Like you say that, you also have to provide like an explanation of like what like what are the ramifications. If you're watching it and she blows up a court, right? So why does it matter? Like I talk about how like we talk about how in the story beforehand, Piltover and Zahn, like Piltover was literally right about to rebuild relationships with Zahn. Like they had actually voted to repair relationships with Zahn, and as that vote went through, Jinx killed half of Piltover, and then it lands on a really big cliffhanger, which is a part of like the beauty of Arcane in that story. And if you provide context to that and you're explaining why you react to it, like that's a good reaction. Like if you're just like, oh my god, that's crazy, and that you leave it at that, that is what I would consider a bad reaction.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to be like, oh yeah, like I'm actually a filmmaker, and the shot they used here was really cool because of this. Like you don't have to go that analytical. You need to provide context for your reaction in order for it to be good reactionary content. Is what I think.
God, you know that that YouTuber Sniper Wolf? She's like probably the worst case of she's the worst case of the reactor that you were describing. Like, whereas like XQC is literally just like I'm literally not paying attention.
He's not a reactor. He's just stealing content. Whereas Sniper Wolf, I'm assuming, is just one of those basic thumbnail reactors, right? Whoa.
Yeah, thumbnail reactors. Granted, I've only seen a little bit of her videos because they're like infamous for like she's like the fucking template for bad reaction content, right? And I only saw one of her videos because it was like through Twitter where people were like, oh yeah, like this is like essentially what her videos are, and she literally the whole video is her making that fucking stupid thumbnail face, right? And she's like, wow, that shit was crazy. I wasn't expecting that. And then like just do that for 8 minutes, and it's like okay.
That's a bad reaction.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's so easy to get addicted to this kind of reactionary content because you're basically just secondhand watching a video.
Yeah.
And the other thing that makes it kind of enticing is like let's say there's somebody let's say there's a YouTuber you really hate. Like I really don't enjoy the boss. I find him to be annoying, and I don't like him in play, right? Which is so